Hey all, if you've been following us for any length of time, you no doubt know that when Jen and I are not hiking, paddling, or getting up to other types of outdoor adventures, we absolutely love to go scuba diving. Normally, the moment I come off trail, I'm making plans to get underwater as much as possible. Sadly, this last year, due to the rain events in Southern California, there was never an opportunity to shore dive. Fortunately, that wasn't going to happen this year, as we had a Christmas diving trip planned down into Mexico to an area called Socorro. Our last international dive trip, and in actuality, most of our international diving has been in areas like Thailand or Komodo, where there are just massive corals and all these little colorful fish everywhere. So this time we decided we wanted to try something different. Socorro is a remote island chain off the coast about 200-300 miles from San Jose del Cabo, and it is known for really big pelagic species. That means sharks, manta rays, occasionally whale sharks, things like that. And while we have seen manta rays and sharks elsewhere, this particular area was known for very, very interactive encounters with these creatures. Due to complications on trail, I did not finish my thru hike of the Continental Divide Trail until December 11th. I didn't make it back to Southern California till December 15th, so I only had about 10 days back in civilization until it was time to throw everything in the car, drive down to San Diego, and walk into Mexico. Normally when we travel, we fly out of our local airport, Santa Ana John Wayne, or worst case, we drive up to LAX. But this time we were doing something more complicated for a very, very important reason: money. Our boat would be departing from San Jose del Cabo, and while it was easy enough to get a flight down there, they were really expensive. Then we found from a friend that you can actually use something called the Cross Border Express. This lets you park in San Diego and then walk across the border into the Tijuana airport, and then you basically take a domestic flight to whatever your destination is in Mexico. This ended up saving us about $1,000, so it was well worth the additional driving and a little bit of hassle. Basically, once we parked, we had already bought our tickets online, so we just scanned them at the gate, walked across a bridge, and then we were looking at the border wall from the southern side. We still had to go through the usual visa and customs line to get into Mexico, but honestly, that went pretty smoothly, at least until we hit Mexico TSA. That was really smooth, except they thought Taters was going to take her like $800 regulator and whip somebody and tried to make us get rid of it. Anytime we've traveled on a plane when going diving, we've always packaged our regulator in our carry-on along with our dive computers, because these are delicate and expensive pieces of equipment. They are also pieces of equipment that we are basically relying on as life support once we're underwater, so we want to be careful. This is the first time I've ever been hassled. Usually they just want to take it out of the carry-on and look at it. I've never been told that it could be used as a weapon. We basically calmly disagreed and asked to talk to a supervisor, and because they were so busy, the guy just said, "Hide it," and let us go through. My guess is that they just don't see a lot of people coming through for scuba diving in the Tijuana airport. After that minor hiccup and a short 2-hour flight, we were on the ground in San Jose del Cabo. We retrieved the remainder of our luggage, basically our neoprene and BCDs, and took a shuttle over to our hotel. Because we hadn't been in the water for the last 2 years, we decided we wanted to do some warm-up dives. Personally, I like doing this anytime we switch from, say, cold water to warm water, just because I find that I struggle to get my air consumption under control, and also buoyancy can feel very, very different when you're going from wearing 7 millimeters of neoprene off the coast of Southern California to wearing a 5 millimeter out here, or in Komodo where we had a 3. While most liveaboards do have the first dive as a check dive and they're a little more cautious, you're also in a group with a bunch of other people. And ever since an incident on our first dive out in Komodo, I've just always wanted to do a warm-up dive so we can fully get our money's worth out of the liveaboard. We had booked a hotel near where the liveaboard would be departing from. That actually put us outside of Jose del Cabo, over on the east side of the marina. Conveniently for us, there was one single dive operator located a few blocks from there, and they ran 2 tank boat dives from their boat every morning. Our plan was to do 2 dives with them on the morning of the 27th, 2 more on the morning of the 28th, and then we'd have a few hours waiting around until the boat departed at 5 p.m. and took us to the main attraction, Socorro itself. She doesn't waking up up yet, so I can say whatever I want and get away with it, and it'll take her many hours because she doesn't drink coffee and doesn't get it back together. Hi, Taters. Everybody's favorite part of the video, and all she can do is sit there and passive aggressively drink her orange juice. Oh, wow.